Part 1, Saw my fiancé with another man at a wedding. Posted by you/Throwaway Wedding Mess. Alright Reddit, I never thought I'd be the type of guy to air out my personal disaster here, but I've been reading these long, wild posts for years, and right now I'm sitting in my dark apartment, staring at a half-warm beer, feeling like the ground just got ripped from under me. Maybe writing it all down will help me sort it out. Or maybe some of you will at least tell me I'm not losing my mind. This whole thing started at a wedding last weekend. Not my wedding, thank God, or maybe not, depending how you look at it, but at a wedding where my fiancé and I were guests. The bride was one of her close friends from college. I knew the couple vaguely, we'd done a double date once, but honestly, the only reason I was there was because my fiancé wanted me there. Let's call her Emily, not her real name, obviously. Emily and I have been engaged for 8 months. We've been together almost 4 years. We live together, share a dog, have the kind of little inside jokes you only get after being around someone every damn day. I've been in love with her since our second date, when she schooled me at pool and then pretended she was just lucky. She's smart, sarcastic in a way that makes me laugh even when I shouldn't, and she's the kind of person who gets a room to light up when she walks in. Or at least, that's who I thought she was. The wedding was, well, a wedding. Beautiful ceremony, lots of flowers, lots of smiling, lots of those mason jar cocktails that are 90% sugar and 10% alcohol. Emily was in the bridal party, which meant she was gone most of the morning and early afternoon doing bride tribe things. I didn't mind. I actually like weddings, free food, free drinks, a chance to dress up in a suit and pretend I'm cooler than I really am. Plus, I figured I'd get to hang out with her later once the party really got going. Here's where it starts to go off the rails. After the dinner and speeches, the DJ kicked things off with that corny but sweet, first dance, parent dances, routine. I was sitting at my table, chatting with some random cousin about football, when I looked over toward the far end of the dance floor. That's when I saw Emily. And she wasn't with me. She was with some guy I didn't recognize. Tall, sharp suit, the kind of too-slick haircut that screams, corporate salesman, or maybe, I drive a BMW I can't afford. And they weren't just dancing. They were dancing. The kind of dancing you don't do with just a friend. Clothes, bodies angled in, her smiling that smile I thought was mine. His hand was lower on her back than I was comfortable with. She didn't look uncomfortable. If anything, she looked like she was having the time of her life. At first, I told myself, it's just dancing. People dance at weddings. Don't be the jealous boyfriend cliché. But then I noticed the way she tilted her head up at him. The way her hand lingered a little too long on his chest when the song ended. And the way she didn't even glance around to see if I was watching. I felt my stomach drop. Like, physically drop. You know that roller coaster feeling where your insides forget what gravity is? That, but mixed with anger and confusion and the immediate urge to either storm over there or run to the bathroom and throw up. I did neither. I just sat there, pretending to listen to cousin football guy while my whole body buzzed with, what the actual F*** am I seeing right now? Eventually, Emily came back to the table like nothing happened. She was flushed, hair a little out of place, smiling ear to ear. She plopped down next to me, kissed me on the cheek, and said, "Are you having fun?" I wanted to say, who the hell was that guy? Instead, I mumbled something about the food being good. My brain was screaming, but my mouth refused to cooperate. For the rest of the night, I kept one eye on her. Every time she disappeared, I felt my chest tighten. A couple times I caught her across the room, talking to that guy again. Always leaning in close, always laughing like they had some private joke. And every time, she acted totally normal when she came back to me, like nothing weird was happening. By the end of the reception, I was so wound up I could barely breathe. On the ride home, I finally asked her straight up, "So, who was that guy you were dancing with?" Her answer? Casual. Too casual. Oh, just an old friend from school. You don't know him. We were just catching up. I wanted to push harder, but she shut it down with a laugh. Don't be jealous, babe. It's a wedding. Everyone dances." Then she grabbed my hand and changed the subject to how much she loved the bride's dress. That should have been the end of it. I tried to let it be the end of it. But I couldn't. The image of them together kept replaying in my head, like a broken record. The way her eyes lit up. The way he leaned in like he knew exactly how close he could get without crossing the line in public. And the way she didn't pull away. When we got home, she was exhausted and fell asleep almost instantly. I lay awake for hours, staring at the ceiling, my mind spiraling. Who was he, really? Why did she look so happy with him? Was I imagining the whole thing, making it into something bigger than it was? Or was my gut trying to tell me something I didn't want to admit? Here's where it gets worse. The next day, I did the thing I know I shouldn't have done. I checked her phone. I've never done it before. I always trusted her. But that night, after she passed out, the temptation was too much. Her phone was on the nightstand, face down. I told myself I'd just check for his name, just to calm my nerves. That's it. I wish I could say I found nothing. That I'm just paranoid. But I didn't. Buried in her messages was a thread with someone named Aaron. And guess what? The last message was from him, sent that very night. "You looked incredible tonight. Wish we had more time." Her reply? "Me too. Red heart." That was the moment my world tilted sideways. I just sat there, phone in hand, staring at those two little characters, a red heart. It wasn't just dancing. It wasn't just an old friend. And now, I don't know what to do. Do I confront her? Do I wait and see if it's nothing? Do I pretend I never saw the messages and hope it blows over? Every option feels like it's going to end with me either looking like a fool or losing the person I thought I was going to marry. I haven't said a word to her yet. She has no idea I looked through her phone. She's been acting totally normal since the wedding, cooking dinner, laughing at shows, making plans for next weekend like nothing's wrong. Meanwhile, I feel like I'm sitting on a ticking bomb, waiting for it to explode. Reddit, what the hell do I do? Part 2, saw my fiancée with another man at a wedding. Posted by you/Throwaway Wedding Mess. Okay, Reddit, here we go again. Thanks to everyone who commented on my last post, and holy crap, I did not expect it to blow up like that. I read every single reply, some of them twice. Half of you told me to run for the hills, half told me to chill, and a few of you psychoanalyzed me so hard I felt like I should Venmo you a copay. But seriously, thank you. Writing it out helped, but your comments made me realize I wasn't crazy for feeling what I felt. So, what's happened since then? Buckle up. The morning after I found the messages, I felt like I was living in a split-screen movie. On one side, there was Emily, cheerful, making pancakes in her old college t-shirt, humming to the dog like she always does on weekends. On the other side, there was me, replaying that heart emoji in my head over and over until I thought I'd lose it. I wanted to blurt it out right there. Just slam the spatula out of her hand and yell, "Who the hell is Aaron?" But I didn't. I chickened out. Something about her being so normal, made me freeze. If I opened my mouth, I knew nothing would be normal again. So instead, I ate my pancakes like a coward. The rest of the weekend was torture. Every time her phone buzzed, I felt my blood pressure spike. Every time she smiled at a text, I wanted to grab it out of her hand. But I didn't say anything. I was trying to be strategic, which in reality meant I was spiraling while pretending to function. By Monday, I couldn't take it anymore. I left work early and decided I was going to confront her that night. I even rehearsed lines in my head, like some bad soap opera. I saw the messages, "Emily." Or, "Do you love him?" Too dramatic. Or maybe, "Babe, I need to ask you something and I need you to be completely honest." Too soft. But when I got home, she was on the couch, laptop open, knee-deep in wedding spreadsheets. She looked up and smiled. "Hey, babe, I found a cheaper catering option for our reception. You know that feeling when someone stabs you, but they're smiling while doing it? That's what it felt like. I sat down and said, "Can we talk about something?" She closed her laptop, serious immediately. "Of course. What's up?" My heart was pounding so hard I swear the dog could hear it. And then I folded. I asked about work. I asked about her day. I asked literally anything except the thing I needed to ask. I know. Don't roast me too hard. The next couple of days, things just simmered. I couldn't bring myself to check her phone again. I felt dirty enough from doing it once. But that meant I was in this constant limbo. Did they keep texting? Were they meeting up? Or was I inventing an affair out of thin air because I saw one too many movies about cheating fiancés? And then, Wednesday night, I got my answer. I came home later than usual. She was already there, sitting at the dining table with a glass of wine, scrolling on her phone. I kissed her, went to feed the dog, and casually asked, "So, talk to anyone interesting today?" It was supposed to be a joke. Like a half jab, half test. She froze for a split second. I caught it. She laughed, too loudly, and said, "What do you mean?" And that was it. The crack in the armor. I couldn't hold it in anymore. "I saw your messages with Aaron," I said. Dead silence. Her face went pale, then flushed, then pale again. She set the wine glass down carefully, like it was suddenly too heavy. "You went through my phone?" she asked, her voice low. That was her first response. Not denial. Not explanation. Just, "You went through my phone." "Yeah," I said. "And I saw him tell you that you looked incredible, and you said you wished you had more time with him." "With a heart, Emily. A heart." She covered her face with her hands. For a second I thought she was crying. But when she looked up, her eyes were dry. "It's not what you think." I laughed, because what else could I do? "Then what the hell is it?" She hesitated. He's someone I used to date. In college. It wasn't serious, but seeing him at the wedding brought back memories. That's all. It was stupid. Harmless. Harmless? I said. That didn't look harmless. And the messages definitely weren't harmless. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "Babe, I swear, I don't want him. I love you." I just got caught up in nostalgia, I guess. The word nostalgia felt like poison in my mouth. I asked her point blank, "Are you sleeping with him?" She looked me straight in the eye and said, "No. Absolutely not." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But that little pause, that 1 second hesitation before every answer, it was like my brain was rewiring itself to doubt her every move. The days since then have been a blur. We've had the same fight 3 times. It always ends with her crying, saying she loves me, that she made a mistake by entertaining him, that she'll block him if I want. She even showed me her phone, messages deleted, no new ones since the wedding. But here's the thing. Do I trust that because she showed me? Or do I assume she's smart enough to hide things better now? Last night I couldn't sleep. I ended up sitting in the living room at 3 a.m., scrolling through old photos of us, vacations, birthdays, stupid selfies. I kept thinking, was any of this real? Or has she always had one foot out the door? And then, as if the universe wanted to pour gasoline on the fire, I got a DM on Instagram. From a name I didn't recognize. It said, "Hey, I don't know you, but if you're with Emily, you should know she's been seeing Aaron on and off for months. Thought you deserved to know." I just sat there, staring at it, heart pounding. I haven't told her about the DM yet. I don't even know if it's legit or some random troll. But it felt like confirmation. Like the universe whispering, "You're not crazy. You're being played." Now I'm stuck. Do I hire a PI? Do I message the person back and ask for proof? Do I confront Emily again and risk pushing her into full defensive mode? Or do I walk away before the wedding planning turns into an actual wedding disaster? I don't have answers. Just questions. And this gnawing, sick feeling in my gut that whatever truth is waiting for me, it's not going to be pretty. I'll update again soon. I know this sounds insane, but I can feel something big coming. Like the DM wasn't the end, it was the start of the whole damn avalanche. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to be buried. Part 3, saw my fiancé with another man at a wedding. Posted by you/throw wedding mess. Alright, Reddit. This is it. The last chapter. I didn't plan for this to become a whole saga, but here we are. Thanks for sticking with me, for all the advice, both brutal and kind, and for convincing me that my gut wasn't lying to me. I owe you the truth, so here it goes. Buckle up, because this ride gets bumpier than I ever expected. The Instagram DM. So, last I left off, I got that random Instagram DM saying Emily and Aaron had been seeing each other, on and off for months. I stared at it for hours before finally messaging back, "Can you prove it?" The person replied almost instantly, "Check her Venmo history. They've been splitting Ubers. Look at dates." My stomach dropped. I had never thought of Venmo as a smoking gun, but damn if that didn't make sense. Emily and I use it all the time for random stuff, and it's public if you don't set it private. I searched Aaron's name. Sure enough, there he was. For transactions. March 3rd, Uber downtown automobile. April 15th, late night snack pizza. May 27th, drinks cocktail glass. June 9th, ride home. Every one of those dates matched nights she told me she was out with girls from work. I swear, I almost threw my phone across the room. The confrontation. That night, I couldn't hold it in. I told Emily straight up, "I know you've been seeing Aaron. I saw the Venmo." She froze, then tried to laugh it off. "It was just splitting rides, babe. We ran into each other a few times, no big deal." No big deal? I snapped. Late night pizza? Drinks? Ride home? That's not running into someone, Emily. That's dating. She broke then. She started crying, like full-on ugly crying. She admitted they'd met up a few times, that it started innocently, but got messy. Messy. What a word. I asked if they slept together. She wouldn't answer. She just kept saying, "I didn't mean for it to happen, I love you, I don't want to lose you." My whole body went numb. The fallout. I couldn't even sleep in the same bed. I grabbed a pillow and crashed on the couch. The dog followed me, which felt like the only loyalty I had left in the apartment. The next day, I packed a bag and left. I told her I needed space. She begged me to stay, promised she'd cut him off, swore it was over. But how do you trust someone who lied to your face, laughed in your face, and made you feel insane for suspecting what turned out to be the truth? I drove to my buddy's place and stayed there. The final twist. Here's where it gets even more twisted. A few days later, I got another DM, from Aaron himself. No joke. He wrote, "I didn't know she was engaged. She told me you guys were on a break." I'm sorry, man. I just stared at the screen, stunned. I asked him, "So you and Emily were actually together?" He said yes. Not just once, not just a few messy hangouts. 4 months. He thought they were basically rekindling an old flame. He even said she talked about maybe moving in together, if things worked out. I felt like I was in some sick alternate universe. This wasn't the woman I'd been building a life with. This was someone I didn't recognize at all. The decision. That was it for me. The nail in the coffin. I called her. I told her I knew everything. I told her Aaron himself had confirmed it. And for once, she didn't deny it. She just sobbed and said she was confused and didn't know what she wanted. Confused? No. You don't get to plan a wedding with one man while not knowing what you want with another. So I told her it was over. I told her I couldn't marry someone who betrayed me like that. Who made me doubt my own sanity. Who kissed me goodnight after texting another man she wished she had more time with. She begged. She offered counseling. She swore she'd cut him off, delete every trace, prove herself. But I knew, deep down, I'd never look at her the same way again. Aftermath. It's been a week since I left. I cancelled the venue booking, lost the deposit, but better than losing years of my life. I called my parents, hers too. That was awkward as hell. I told my friends, who all basically said, "Dude, we're not surprised." She always seemed a little off. Which hurt even more, like I was the last to know. The dog's with me. Small victories. Aaron actually sent one last message, "Sorry again. I'm done with her too. Good luck, man." Weirdly, I didn't even hate him. He was lied to, just like me. Reflection. So here I am. Sitting in a half-empty apartment with a dog and a pile of cancelled wedding invitations, writing to Reddit strangers who feel more like allies than half the people I know. I keep replaying it in my head, the wedding, the dance, the messages, the Venmo, the DMs. It's like a movie I never wanted to star in. But here's the thing, I'm relieved. Relieved I found out now, before vows and rings and kids and mortgages. Relieved the mask slipped when it did. Relieved I don't have to keep pretending everything's fine while she sneaks off for girls' nights. It hurts like hell. But it's a clean hurt. The kind that heals, not the kind that festers. The ending. To everyone who told me to trust my gut, thank you. You saved me from marrying someone who didn't respect me enough to be honest. To Emily, if you somehow stumble across this, I loved you. I really did. But you burned it. And now, I get to build something better without you. And to Aaron, if you're lurking, at least now we both know the truth. That's it. That's the story. Thanks, Reddit, for listening to a stranger spill his guts. If nothing else, maybe someone out there reads this and trusts their gut a little sooner than I did. Because sometimes, when you see your fiancé dancing with another man at a wedding, it's not just a dance. It's the beginning of the end. The end.